Hello and what is up, my friends? Thunderbob here, and tonight we are checking out a brand new VR game. This is Outta Hand. This is a new VR game. It is very much like Gorilla Tag, if you've played that, except it's a single player, like old school, like platformer. So you use like the Gorilla Tag, like mechanics where you use your hands as feet. As you can see, my little avatar over there is emulating what I'm doing. And you're running around the world like this and platforming and fighting guys and punching guys. And I've actually put maybe an hour of this so far with my daughter, and I've enjoyed it quite a lot. I thought I would do a video on it showing off like the first, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the game, just to kind of give you an idea of how it plays. But I've been pretty impressed with it so far. This is running on the Quest 2 headset, directly on the headset. It looks like it is exclusive at the moment to Oculus. The Steam version has a 2024 release date, so this looks like maybe one of those temporarily only available on the metagames, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna play maybe 20 minutes of this, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're gonna start. Like I said, I've played this about an hour. I'm actually gonna start a new game so you can kind of see the beginning, and I'm not spoiling too much of the later game. It actually resets my progress. That sucks, but it's okay. We're not that far along. I'll get back to about where I was. And you are like in a jar, basically, at the beginning. With all these other freaks. Like, look at that thing. Over there. Oh!
Happy birthday, subject, and welcome to the Vendelvom family. You are the newest and proudest member of Dr. Vendelvom's extended family. As part of our family, you will be responsible for carrying the great Dr. Vendelvom's legacy into the wide world. It will be your honor to unflinchingly obey whatever Dr. Vendelvom requires from you. As part of his extended family, you will be tasked with important duties, such as saving orphans, puppies, and prophets. You will be fighting for justice, liberty,
you're pretty much like
freedom,
slave labor,
and a few other selected causes. You will most certainly not be working for a tyrannical overlord, a greedy dictator, or a sociopathic billionaire. You, dear subject, will only engage in morally unambiguous tasks, and any dereliction of your responsibilities will be met with swift punishment. Yes, you only need to obey. Remember, dear subject, thinking is difficult and should only be left to those with the cerebral capacity to undertake such an arduous task. Should you find yourself thinking, kindly report to the nearest unthinker unit.
Warning, cerebral functions above allowed parameters. Rerouting subject to termination.
No, don't terminate.
Hello there. Don't panic, but I couldn't help but notice that you've got a full brain, which is exactly what I need. I'm cancelling your, liquidation. Now, it might get a little bumpy, but don't worry. You should survive.
Oh no.
Oh, good, you're alive. Let me see how we get you out of there. Let's try this. Punch the glass. Remember, violence isn't the solution. It's the answer.
She's kind of like showing you what you're supposed to be doing. And it's very much just like Gorilla Tag. Left hand, right hand, and you get like upgrades. I think that gives you, I'm not sure if it's more mass, but that's kind of what it represents. But I wasn't quite sure by the end of the session I had before what that was doing.
We don't normally get to walk on our hands freely like this. Take your time to get accustomed to how your body moves. It can be a bit tricky in the beginning.
See, it's like a mirror. What's up, dude? Gives you a lot of freedom to, like, if you're good at Gorilla Tag, which I'm not very good, like, I bet this game is like second nature to you. Too far.
Welcome to the Vendelvom family.
What's up, babe? Oh, bye. Look at that one's like a chicken. Man, he's got one really big arm. I wonder why that one arm's so big. It's very curious.
This place is called Vendelvom, and if that doesn't spring up any nasty thought associations, then I don't know what will. We're here for the profit and amusement of Dr. Vendelvom.
And now here's some combat.
Some of the mind-controlled mechs are bound to the security system. Even spinning out holds the door on a lock. It seems like you'll have to fight your way to get to me here at the control center.
Basically, you make a fist, you grip it, you know, like you pull the trigger and the little gripper, and then you just punch, and like your arms get like, you're like Dalsum from Street Fighter. Your arms get super stretchy. I'm also not using the stick movement at all. Like this is the stick movement. I am actually moving in space. That's how I typically play VR. I realize I don't have the external camera on. It's kind of a pain to get it set up with the Quest sometimes. So sometimes I'm lazy and I don't. But that's what I'm doing. But it controls pretty well. Like, it's not stick movement because obviously you're using your hands, but it is free movement. You're locomoting. And these things break, you gotta be kind of fast. I don't know why there's like a big mirror here. It always seemed weird to me. There's another game very similar to this, like mechanically. Story-wise, thematically, it's very different, but it's called No More Rainbows. And I'll have another video on that, maybe within a day or two of this one going up. Look how long your arms get. But it does like the same thing. It's kind of
project for the Doctor. He says they remind him of himself, as he always has to clean up after everyone else. Although I've never seen him cleaning.
It's very much like Gorilla Tag as well, except in that one, it's almost like a reverse Mario. Imagine if there was a Mario game where you played as Bowser who was just pissed off and like destroying everything, and that's that game, and that's pretty cool as well. But that's been out a couple months, but I just recently picked it up, and I thought I'd do a video on that as well. And this is also, it's $19.99, and I'll have a code in the description of the video that will get you 25% off. So if you want this for instead of $20, you want it for $15. Oop, that guy fell. I gotta beat that guy first. Where'd he go? Oh, he must have died. I was watching my daughter play through most of this part, and she is much slower. She's 6, so like her dexterity and like it's not as good as me. Not to shit on my daughter or something, but she was like, "Daddy, can you play?" And she made me go over and get that one. I do remember that. You'll notice when you
pretty
jump.
Strong hands, enough to give us some airtime and even control the direction we're moving while in the air. It can be very relaxing to let loose in the air sometimes, but do keep your meter in check. There is still a facility with dangerous materials all over.
When you're in the air, you can like kind of waggle to do like a little float as well. And when you do push off, it shows you where you're going to land. So like if you know like, oh crap, I overshot, I undershot, you can kind of control yourself by doing that like waggling in the air like that. Like that. Okay. Okay. That took like way longer the first time. Okay. So here's where they want you to do the flying for the first time. So it's nice that they like unlock it from the beginning. That also took way longer the first time. And as long as you can hit the surface, you can like bounce off of almost anything, unless you completely miss like that. Damn it. Alright, let's get back in position. It is a workout. I will say that. Like, there's some VR games that are like, this is just fun. I'm not like getting winded. This is one, like Gorilla Tag, it tires the hell out of me. I'm a little out of shape. Not terribly out of shape, but a little out of shape. But it is a good exercise. Like, if you want a game that gives you a little bit of a workout, this one will do it. We'll only play just a few more minutes. I just kind of want to show you the beginning of the game, the mechanics. Like, put an hour in of... I think this game's about 4 hours long from what I read. Which for VR, that's, I feel like, fairly standard these days. If you screw up, the load time is really quick. Oh, those are the ones that break. Oof. That was close. Hey, me. Oh. The like precise movements when I'm just trying to like not bounce around is a little cumbersome. Like it's very hard to like just get to the hand there. All right. And actually, this is almost where me and my daughter left off, I think. No, we got a little further. But it wasn't that much further. Wait, I could ground pound, did we? Uh-huh. Am I doing that right? Okay, that killed me. I'm pretty sure it's showing me to do like a ground pound, but I didn't bounce off of it. Okay, that was pretty cool. We didn't do that the last time. I think I cheesed it and just like flew over it, but I guess the intended way to accomplish that is to like ground pound off of it. How did we do that without the ground pound? We must have really must have flied good.
He was caught thinking. I couldn't let him get reliquidated, but he was so panicked, I just had to sedate him. He'll be a massive help for you when you bust him out.
This is about like where my daughter was getting a little frustrated. Like, it's a little complex for a 6-year-old.
All right, 2 are better than 1. Punch him out of there.
That was really close though. Nope, I'm gonna die. There we go. I'll say I have a fan on me, which is nice. It does help these really like physical games to stay like nice and cool.
Nice
I
job.
saved my buddy.
Now that the 2 of you... Where are you going?
Hey,
Frank! Frank!
Frank?
What is he doing?
And then I started blasting. Wait, not that Frank. I'm just... There's no strategy here. I'm just wailing on these guys. I really don't know if the combat gets more complex later, but it is satisfying just to like how far your arm goes. It's crazy.
Okay, in hindsight, I probably should have talked with him a bit more.
This is where I left off, actually. This is the room we got to. And whenever we were fighting the big guy, she was getting kind of scared, so she'd be like, put on the headset, it's your turn. I don't let her play a lot of VR, but she's getting to that age where she sees me play it and she wants to check it out. That thing's like shooting at me. Oh, I can probably bounce off of the walls of that. I probably have to do this really quick though. Or can I ground pound off at the bottom, I wonder. Oh, that was close. That was beautiful, wasn't it? That was smooth. That was good. Good job, Bob. Tell me to toot my own horn. We'll probably be ending here pretty soon. I don't want to get like way further than me and my daughter were, because she might want to continue playing.
Good. You made it out of the garbage processing without being processed. Welcome to the factory, where they make war machines. Yay.
What's with the gnomes? Bam. I do like the gnomes. It reminds me of Half-Life and the gnomes you have to carry around with you and Half-Life 2. Oh, those guys explode. Speaking of gas, VR makes me fart. I haven't been to this part. I'm flying by the seat of my pants at this point. I feel like that pipe is ready to burst.
Behold here, subjects, the fruits of our labor. With your tireless drudgery and my ingenious brain, I have managed to create this, the ultimate battlefield weapon.
Whoa.
This weapon will render all other automatons obsolete. This weapon will mean a shift in the world's
do I have to, like,
power balance. And we,
get up there?
the Wender family, will lead the charge.
It's kind of got like a Despicable Me kind of vibe going on with the bad guy. It reminds me a little bit of To the Top as well, which was like, it's a fairly early VR game. I want to say like 2018, which I also really enjoyed. Had kind of a similar climbing mechanic. This is not quite that. This is more of like a locomotion, but it felt similar. Damn, I am taking these guys down.
Nice job. I'll have to come up with a name for you. I can't just keep calling you all the time. What about Handrew? Handenberg?
That's clever.
Armstrong? Genghis Khan?
Overall, like, it performs really well. I'm recording at 1080p in the headset while playing. You know, like, it feels nice. There's not a lot of like reprojection going on. I'm not feeling ill or anything, even though there's crazy movements. I don't have any vignetting on. Like, I turned off. Can I pull up the menu? Can't remember how to. Okay. There are some options in here for comfort, and I turned the vignetting off. You can turn camera shake on or off, slow motion, all that stuff. So I've got vignettes just totally off right now. I also noticed there's this really nice feature where you can change the audio levels for everything, and you can even like turn off like all the audio, all the music, all the sound effects on like a per basis, which is really nice for recording these videos. Sometimes it's very hard to get the levels right. And this is nice for like being able to mess around with that. So like I was pretty impressed with the options you get here. Not bad. I'm gonna just try this section here. Kind of looks like a giant slide or something, and then I'll probably be ending it. But I'll give my final thoughts while I'm trying to finish this. Overall, I'm really enjoying it. I haven't beat it obviously, but I put in, me and my daughter, maybe an hour so far, and we really enjoyed it. It's fun. It's not perfect. It's not easy, I'll say. Like, we die a lot. Maybe for really good at Gorilla Tag. It's a little forgiving because you get the flight mechanic, which I always forget to use. But yeah, if you're looking for like a fun kind of family platformer, which I feel like there's not a huge amount of VR platforming games where you're actually the playable character instead of just like watching a little character.
To the control center. It's still some ways off.
Like, most of the VR platforming games are more like Moss, where you're controlling like a little mouse or a little character, and you're like a large thing, like watching almost from the outside. So this is kind of cool. You are the platformer, and I feel like so many games in VR, the platforming is just terrible. It's usually the worst part, and this actually is a really enjoyable platformer. Like, it reminds me of like old school, like Nintendo 64 era platforming, which is like back in my day. That was Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64 and stuff. I grew up on those games, so it's cool to see a resurgence of that in VR. I think I'll end it here. This feels like a good break point, so I do want to thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, I have a ton of other VR stuff on the channel. Feel free to check that out. And if you want a discount on this, there's a 25% off code in the description of the video. Feel free to use that. I do get a kickback on it, but I just use that to buy more games and then
he also says all
provide more
is
coverage.
Relative and that the moon is actually a giant space station.
Yeah, it's definitely like a Despicable Me kind of vibe to it. But like I said, there's going to be a code in the description of the video you can use if you want 25% off. I'll get a little kickback on that, but I just use it to support the channel and buy more games and share more games. So I want to thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great night.